What's up, nerds? I'm Wes with Neverboard Gaming, and today I'm taking a look at the Meeple Realty insert for Anachrony. If a game ever needed an insert, this is the one. Before we talk about my thoughts on the final product, though, I am going to give you a look inside the box to show you exactly what this insert looks like and how it all fits together. Alright, so full disclaimer, this is exactly how the box looks when I opened it. I do keep the little cheat sheet from Meeple Realty on top that tells you how to put everything back in the box, because I keep forgetting and it can be kind of a puzzle. So first thing you have is your big player boards. They do kind of fit, they slide around a little bit. I'll put that one in there. So you can see they can slide around just a tad, but not too much, and they do get held the other way. You've got your scoring sheets kind of tossed on there. Then the main board, and the rule books do sit very tight. It can hold all 3 languages of rule books, or if you have like the expansion and the artwork from the Kickstarter, those will fit in, and you'll just keep the one rule book that's in your language. Over here, we've got your tray with all of your advancement tokens, I believe these are called. So that one was a little bit messed up, but you can see they do all sit very nicely in their own spots. There's a little spot where you can push down for ease of access. No more sorting through that pile to try to figure out exactly what shape and what symbol yours is. Real quick, this is for the expansion that comes with the miniatures. I don't have the Kickstarter version. I have not yet tracked down a copy of the expansion. So right now this is empty, and this right here is all the trays where you would put your minis.
If I had one! Sorry, what's the happy?
Anyway, so each of these comes out nicely. It has the team emblem on the back of it, and you can just hand that to the player that has those minis. Once I get the minis, they will tuck nicely in here. There's little grooves for each individual mini to go, so you don't have to worry about their paint jobs chipping or anything like that if you end up painting them. I'll just stick this right back in there for now, though. And then you have your board over here for once the second apocalypse happens, as well as your expansion board right there. Again, those fit really snug. There's no sliding around at all. You have this for the Doomsday expansion, and this little thing right here pops out to have these tokens hidden in there. It is a little bit of pressure to get it out, but it's not really a problem. The coolest thing about these is that they have these little kickstands that come built into the insert. So these just stand right up. I'm going to show you. Look at that. It just stands up. It saves space, and it makes it easier and faster to set up the game, because instead of dealing out cards and figuring out where they go, you just pop those kickstands down, set it on the table, and you're good to go. I just moved this. This is for the extra resource cubes if you decide that you don't like using the little crystal cube things, which some people, I know like Tom and Aaron prefer these better because the color matching is a little bit harder. This tray is not as pretty because most people, I think, are not going to use it, but they do keep in the box. Next over here, you've got all your mini cards, again, all sorted out with the kickstands so that you can just set it on the table, ready to play right out of the box. Just keep grabbing things out of here. Another little box that has the lid. It's got your dice. It's got your extra components if you're playing the solo game, so you're not going to need this very often. I put some of the extra tokens in here that don't really have a space to go that I found. They might, and I just missed it, but for now, those will just live right in there. Now this here is one of the cooler things in the box. It's where you hold all of your workers, and because the workers are kind of the focal point of the game, they did give them something special. So this lid right here hinges back. See, it's got the little hardware there. So it hinges right back, and you've got all your workers, but wait, there's more. So this right here, you kind of tease it out. You have to be careful not to be too rough, or else they'll go flying across the room. You may lose them forever. But underneath that is another set of workers. Well, you may be wondering, why do you have 2 boxes of workers? Why not just have them extra deep? 1, it can be hard to get your fingers in there to get to them. 2, put these on opposite ends of the table. No one has to reach for them. You both have ease of access and can get to the workers whenever you like. It's the same for the resource cubes. There's not a hinge on this one. There's no hardware, but it's just as cool. One, you have the Mind Clash and the Meeple Realty logos right here because this is the official licensed insert. So this lid right here just pops right off, And then you have all your cubes and your water gems, super cool. But if you tease this out nice and slow, you can see that you have another set of the resources down here. And again, you can set these on opposite ends of the table. This one sits flat. This one, if you can see, has these little legs on it here. So it still fits flush on the table, and it really does grab this, so it's not going to pop open when you don't want it to. If you are playing with a few resources or a one-player game, you don't need all of them. They're going to stay together, and it's not just going to fly everywhere. Set that to the side. This is for all of these tokens here when you're building buildings or the anomalies. There's a nice little pull tab in the back to, again, play right out of the box. But it also has these little windows so you can see. They took every care they could to make this insert as functional as it could be, as well as beautiful as possible once it's on the table. This box, they have the little sliding tray. And in here you have your energy cores as well as your victory points. Right here you have your timeline tiles. The whole insert is cut nice. They slide right on out. This stores all of them as well as the little write your own if you're someone who likes using those. It also stores all of the extra ones that come with it. Over here you have your super projects. Again, nice little slot in the back to grab them if you want to, and a window so you can see what they are. And then underneath, this is pretty cool. There's a little fold down drawer that holds all of your little paradox tokens, and this does actually pop out, so you can just set that on the table so that you're not constantly opening this and closing it, and it can sit flush on the table. This right here holds all your hexagonal tiles for after the second apocalypse comes. Flips around, there's a few more on the back. So again, you don't have all these piles of tokens everywhere, and everything just is organized and there when you need it. Another really cool part about this insert is the individual player trays. So okay, you're playing the Path of Harmony, here's your tray. I love it when games do this. So not only does it hold your card, it also holds the leader cards that you choose from. I put one of the reference cards in there, and then it holds all of your tokens here, organizes them. So when you're picking through these, it's easier to hide them. They're organized. There's a place for them to go. And there's one of these for every player. So there's no shuffling through tokens or figuring out where your tokens are, what baggie they're in. Everything is kept here, and it's kept in great shape. All in all, this is easily the most practical insert I've ever seen. The way everything fits in the box to store, the way it sorts everything out, the way you play it out of the insert. I've seen a lot of really cool inserts that hold everything where it needs to be. I've never seen an insert that plays out of so well. The fact that they have hardware and kickstands for the cards is just mind-blowing to me, and it was super easy to install. I was actually like, oh my gosh, this hardware? How complicated is this going to be? That part was pretty easy. I will say that this was one of the more challenging inserts I've put together. It did take a couple hours, and it wasn't really a lot of like fiddling and figuring out how things go. I think the instructions were really clear. It's just there's a lot of trays to put together, and they do fit together pretty snugly. So there's a lot of like squeezing and tapping and, you know, making sure everything just like slides together without breaking. I didn't have to use any glue in assembly, which was really nice because, you know, it's a lot easier. You don't have to worry about like, oh, if I do this, it's messed up forever. But at the same time, it is a little bit harder because the inserts that you glue together, a lot of times are a lot easier to fit together. It's just fiddly holding them together while the glue dries. So pros and cons there, but I mean, you decide which one matters more to you. The insert looks beautiful. It holds all the pieces well. You can see that when I open the box lid, pretty much everything is where it's supposed to be, so there's not a lot of movement in the box. The biggest plus to this insert, though, is setup time. If you've ever played this game, you know how complicated it is. You know how long it takes to set up, how long it takes to learn the rules, how it can be a long time to play the game, especially with a lot of players. So things like this that can make setup time go from like 20, 30 minutes to like 5 minutes is huge in terms of a game night. You know, thinking, oh, I'd love to play Anachrony, but oh my gosh, we have to set the whole game up and then figure out how to play again because I may have forgotten some of the rules. And by the time we do all that, you know, our game night's half over. So this helps with that tremendously. The only other knock I could give it is the price tag. This is definitely not a cheap insert. This isn't one that you're just going to pick up on a whim or pick up if you're not planning on playing this game more than like once or twice. However, if you're a player who loves Anachrony, don't worry about the price tag. This insert is worth every penny. Even just having it now, I'm more likely to play this game. People are more likely to play it with me. This game is a game that takes up so much table space that sometimes you may not even have a table big enough to play it, and this insert helps that, because not only are there like kickstands for the cards, so they take up less space. There's these nice little trays so that these resources aren't in piles, they can fit right on the edge of the table. You can put things on the floor or back in the box when you're not using them and not worried about them getting messed up or them getting stepped on or them getting like lost or anything like that, because everything has its place to be. I cannot say how much I love the fact that the player trays are already sorted out and you just hand them their player tray and you hand them their insert with the minis and they're good to go when you want to set up like these things. It was so annoying when you rolled your dice and you're like, okay, I want the square tile with a little double helix DNA on it. And then you're like going through to find the square tiles and you're going through those to find the double helix. Everything in this simplifies the game and shortens the time. It shortens time for gameplay because you're not looking for things. It shortens time for setup because you're not having to like sort through cards and make little piles and figure out everything is. And it even helps with takedown because everything, one, is mostly put away already, and two, it's really easy to find out where it goes. You don't have to try to figure out which bag it goes in. So all in all, I can't recommend this insert high enough. Meeple Realty did just a beautiful job on it. If that sounds like something that you need to have in your Anachrony box, I'll put a purchase link to the insert down below. And while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you'll never be bored.
What you guys doing? This is some nice wood you got here.
Aaron always likes the wood. Here you've got your timeline tiles. Well, don't do that.